So let's take another example. This is going to be our last XSS example. The previous one we were just in the title tag, but let's see where this one is going to end up. So we're going to put in test123. It says, hey, thanks for entering your name, test123. We're going here. Now we're in different areas. We're in the span ID name, we're in title, and we're in the variable name within script. So let's go ahead and look at this address bar. As you can see, this time it's actually reflecting in the address bar. So we can see whatever we put into that box earlier, it's actually being shown here. So if I go test222, it's going to come back, and as you can see, it's actually reflecting exactly the HTML code that I put in there, except it's not rendering it this time and showing us the HTML rendered version, which is an underlined text. So let's go back and look. As you can see right here, HTML, it shows that the U tag is actually getting encoded. So that means that they properly are sanitizing the user input. That HTML isn't working there. The next one we're going to look at is within the span ID. Again, same thing right here. It's actually taking that U and encoding it, making sure it's safe before it's shown to the user, indicating that this is not vulnerable more than likely. But there is, however, this one right here. So as you can see here, we're within a name variable under a script tag. So we don't have the closing tag, so we can't use any smaller than, greater than signs for us to close the script tag. So if I were to go in here and put in a closing script tag, the application is going to look at this and realize that it's HTML code, and they're going to actually sanitize it and spit out the script tag. But again, it's sanitized, and those tags are being converted properly, and it's not allowing us to exploit it. But again, it's always about the context. It always matters where we are with our code. As you can see in JavaScript, the name variable right here, again, we're in variable name equals to whatever we put in here is being put between an apostrophe. So let's just go back and give it a regular text without any HTML code. So whatever we put in here that's assigned to name right here, it's being put in between apostrophes. So if you know HTML and you understand JavaScript a little bit, you're going to understand that what we want to do is we want to close out the variable name. So we want to abuse the same exact methodology right here, the same exact logic of apostrophe, semicolon, and see if we can actually close the parameter name and the value that we've assigned to it. So if I do name, we're going to right click. As you can see, this actually works. It's not encoding our apostrophe, and it's not encoding our semicolon. So what we can do right now is in a JavaScript, when you have a script and you want to comment things out like any other programming languages, a / usually does it. So what we want to do is we want to tell the application, hey, I want you to close it using my characters right here, and then I want you to comment out the rest of this. So now everything we put in after the // should be treated as a comment, including the apostrophe and the semicolon. But between these two, because we want to make sure that JavaScript has no error, this is why we're commenting these out. We're going to actually tell the application, hey, I want you to put in a space. You can either do a space or a plus sign, either one works. And then I want you to use this other function. So again, we're saying close a variable name. We already assigned it. Close it with my apostrophe and my semicolon. And I want you to use a space. I want you to add the function alert with the value 1. And then I want you to stop this function. It expects you to have a semicolon at the end, and we're going to tell the application to handle it. So now when we send this to, it's going to, again, close that previous parameter, open up this new function, and comment out the rest of the things that were trailing after our code. And we have successfully been able to exploit this XSS. So again, the piece of advice that I have for you is always look at where your text ends up. This could be in multiple places. It could be in a script tag. It could be in a title tag. Each of these are different. You have to make sure you understand how to close these different parameters and different script tags or these HTML tags. So never rely on copy pasting payloads, because those may not work in some contexts, and in some cases it may actually get filtered by an application firewall or some sort of a filtering system in place. So always start small, start with this text, go to an HTML injection, and then later on escalate that to XSS. And once you have done this enough time, you will have actually your own methodology on how you look for these XSS vulnerabilities.